Welcome back to Bite Size Moments with AJ. Today I'm talking about some things that every website needs, and then after I go through the universal items, I'm going to go over some other items that we highly suggest, but do understand that they might not apply to every website out there. So to get started with the universal items, first up is Google Analytics or another analytics provider like Microsoft Clarity, just some way to measure the use and engagement of your website and see how customers are moving through and converting on it. Almost all of them are very easy to set up initially, make sure that they're tracking, but then you do also want to make sure that you go in, whether you hire someone or learn how to do it yourself, and set up conversions and events so you can really see how people are utilizing their websites. Speaking of conversions, the second thing is a call to action. A call to action is really just your button or your prompt to have your customer take an action that you consider a conversion. For some companies, this is going to be purchasing a product, as simply as that. Other companies, it's going to be scheduling an appointment, and for some companies, it's going to be putting in your email in order to get a download so you're added to their list and their sales team can reach out to you. So no matter what your company is doing, your website does have a goal that you are leading your customer to. There is an action that you want the customer to take while they're there. Even websites that we have worked on that have been for people who largely do business via word of mouth, and they just have their website there in case someone's looking up their phone number, well then calling them is that call to action. The conversion of the conversion on their website that they want the client to take is to call them. So that is something every website needs. You want to make it clear what action you want your customer to take so that you're not presenting them with too many options and they get option fatigue and leave the site. The third thing, along the same lines almost, is contact information. So if customers aren't ready to take the conversion action, they may have questions. You want some way for them to reach out to you and ask those questions so that you can ease and remove those hurdles. So whether it is a link to Facebook Messenger, it's your phone number, it's a contact form, a chat box, anything that lets them reach out to you, even if it's just an email address for them to click on and send you an email. You want to make sure that that contact information is there and they have some way to prove that you are a real person, a real company, and contact you if they need to. And then fourth is basic tags and structure for search engine optimization. You want to make sure that you have your titles and descriptions and alt tags and all of that in place. One, so that you can be found, but two, a lot of the things that make good search engine optimization also increase the accessibility of your site. So you want to make sure that all of those things are in place so if people are Googling you, they can find you easily. And you're setting up a good foundation for if you choose to do a content-based marketing plan moving forward. And then last is a responsive design. Now this one's kind of my transition from truly universal items into things that may be specific for websites. So in 2022, it's rare to come across a website that isn't responsive. And most of the ones you come across, you're going to think of as being outdated. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule where it is better not to have responsive design. I'm not going to go over what they are, but there are a handful. Chances are, though, if you're watching this video, you do not meet the criteria for not having responsive design. And responsive design just means that it looks good on every device. It is set up to scale without having to serve different content depending on the device, and no matter what device you pull it up on, it's easy to navigate, it's easy to function, and you are still leading your customer to where you want them to go. So now switching gears a little bit into things that not every website needs, but most websites do. So we follow Storybrand for the websites that we build and for the websites that we're doing marketing on. If you are not familiar with Storybrand, it was in the 5 business books worth reading. The author was listed in there for Business Made Simple. It is a way of structuring your website for marketing. It's great. We have a course on it, a masterclass on it actually, that I recommend you go check out. And basically it's, just set your site up for marketing success. You present users' information in an organized way about what your company does, how you do it, and what pain points you meet, and what sets you apart. And these really clear messaging, one, helps your potential customers and clients remember who you are. It helps communicate what you do, so it does lessen down how much back and forth with your sales team they will have, and it provides clear steps for them to move forward with your company because of the call to actions. It also offers them additional resources. It showcases your authority and your success, and it showcases your process. So all of these things come together in a great way, and different parts of this are needed for different companies. For instance, if you do something like home renovations, you want to have a nice gallery that shows off your work. Whereas if you are a copywriter with a website, you don't necessarily need a gallery of your work. In fact, you might not be able to post much of your work because of NDAs and other things. So there are different pieces within Storybrand that allow you to kind of plug in the modules that make sense for you. And then moving on from there, it really comes down to different things by industry, what you want to have on your website. Like I mentioned, if you're doing something that has really great visuals and you're able to share them, a gallery is great. If you are a PR company, having case studies of how you helped companies with your press releases, that is amazing. White papers are generally a good idea, showing how your company helps someone. However, if you're strictly e-commerce and you are selling products, that might not be the case unless they're very specific products. So if you're selling t-shirts or buttons or bags, you're probably going to have case studies. In those cases, though, you do want to have reviews and try to generate like customers wearing your clothing. Those can be really great things. Overall, when it comes to websites, you really want to think of them as ways to lead people down the path to your conversion. And what is on that path is going to depend on how you need them to move along. Personally, I think that less is more. I know that in SEO, there's a lot of content that goes into it. And I think it's great to have a blog. I think it's great to have social media and be updating those things constantly, but don't overthink the rest of your site. Keep it simple, keep it clean, and just really make sure that you are pointing your customers in the direction you want them to go. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. There's those main 5 things that I feel really strongly need to be on every website. But then other than that, it depends. If you are having any trouble with websites, if you want advice, feel free to reach out and we can take a look at your website, see how we can help you. Or we also have, like I mentioned, the Storybrand masterclass, and we have the Digital Marketing That Doesn't Suck class, which both go over structuring your website for success, that really dig into how to make things work for you. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.